a constant living nightmare. Literally, I've got a script due in next month now, and it's driving me mad already. And I'm here, I'm in BAFTA, I'm having a nice time. Do you know this is the truth about it? Everything is irrelevant. All you nice people, you're all irrelevant. This, BAFTA, the dice, everything irrelevant. I've just got to crack that script. So now look, I'm going to roll the dice. I haven't looked at the dice, and we're going to come up with... Who's that there? Oh, that is David Tennant. Hooray for David Tennant. David Tennant, who I first cast as Casanova, and Doctor Who obviously followed on from that. I can literally remember the moment where I decided to cast it, or hoped to cast David Tennant, was because everyone in the land auditioned for Casanova. Every handsome man thought they would be Casanova, and every actor thinks they are a handsome man. And we had audition after audition after audition that was terrible. And then, this is in the days when the auditions were on VHS, and the VHS was playing, and I was going out the room to make myself a cup of tea. I was in the doorway, and this man started saying things in exactly the right way, and in different ways, and with so much life and vigour and energy. And I literally stopped in the doorway and I went, oh, that's it. And that was my very first encounter with David Tennant, and much as my life has been based around him since, and I love him. Okay, here we go, I'm rolling again. Oh, Ncuti Gatwa. Ncuti Gatwa, how lucky am I? This is the current Doctor, and amazing. I mean, my life is just made up of luck and chance and people happening to be free. That's the amazing thing about Ncuti, is that if he hadn't decided that the 4th series of Sex Education would be his last and that he'd leave Eric behind, we'd never have met probably. We might never have worked together, but he decided that at the same time as I decided to go back to Doctor Who. Literally 2 strands of chance came together. It's like, whenever you listen to people talking about casting, it's like, it's all nonsense that I wanted this actor, I wanted that actor, because they're never free. And you're just lucky if their agent will even acknowledge you, and that is real good luck of mine that Ncuti came into my life and did that. And I was there at his first audition, his only audition. He did 1 audition and that was it. And I got to read with him, and that was a really special moment in my life. I love him. Next one. This is Helena Bonham Carter, who starred as Nolly. It's one of those times where you send off a script. People say, oh, send off the script to Helena Bonham Carter. And I literally sat there going, don't be so stupid. As if she's not busy, and as if she needs to play Noel Gordon, as if she'd be interested in a television script, which means you should never listen to yourself, because we sent it off. We got like one of the fastest yeses ever. And then I remember we went to meet her in London thinking, is she nuts? Is this going to be a really difficult shoot? Is film stars, are they mad? She's so delightful and so committed and did so much research. I thought I'd researched the part of Noel Gordon in Nolly infinitely. She did 10 times more than me and was just a joy. And we're still in touch. I'm great friends with her. I love her. I know, we're about to get a repeat soon. That's Ncuti. Let's go again. And it is, oh my God, I love her. That's Eve Myles as Gwen Cooper in Torchwood. I love Eve Myles. I love her. I'm sad that I'm not working with Eve Myles at the moment. She's a Welsh actor, so I'd seen her for years. She did a series on BBC Wales called Belonging, and I used to sit and watch it thinking, I'm dying to work with her. A friend of mine said, you should work with her. A friend of mine who was a primary school teacher, not in television, she just said, you are just meant to work with her. She came in and did 1 Doctor Who. She played a Welsh maid in 1817 and was so brilliant and so mad and so lovely and so unforgettable. I just thought, I've got to work with her again. So I created a show called Torchwood and gave her the lead. I don't think she auditioned. I'm sure that was just, she wouldn't have, because it was written for her. It was a straight offer. I think she's amazing. She's, oh my God, I wish you could all go out for a drink with her. She can drink, believe you me. And she's brilliant. She's properly brilliant. And why aren't I working with her? Right, I'm making a pledge now on camera. I'm going to work with Eve Myles again soon. Here we go again. Ba-ba-ba-bam. Oh, that is the menace of my life. Callum Scott Howells. I love Callum. Callum played Colin in It's a Sin. I just sound like I love all these actors. I do love all these actors. He played young, innocent Welsh Colin in It's a Sin. He is all those things except innocent. He's not innocent. He was still at college with the Royal Welsh in Cardiff, so he'd come and film with us, then he'd go back to his college, and I went down there once to visit the college, and everyone loved him, like the security people and the bar staff and people, everybody loved Callum. They loved him. He's really quite a rare human being, and I'd love to work with him again. I'd be lucky. He's like a meteor. He's going to take off and be all over the place. I went and saw him he did Cabaret in the West End. That was the most astonishing performance. If you've seen It's a Sin and you think you know Callum, you don't. He's got 1,000 more performances in him, 1,000,000 more performances. He's unlimited. He's brilliant. I suppose in writing Colin, I was thinking, I'm always very keen to get Welsh characters on screen, so it was a very important thing to do that. And in my early career, I was told not to, and they were chucked out. As I get older, now you couldn't stop me doing it. So that was very important. And I think, you know, possibly he was the one I dredged up most from memory. You know, he had a lovely mum, I had a lovely mum. Being from the valleys, being that. I mean, I never went to London myself, but I mean, it's not, I suppose you draw on every single character you ever write. So the Welsh sides of Colin were definitely me. Nope. Let's go again. Papa. Aidan Gillan. He played Stuart in Queer as Folk in 1999. That was impossible to cast. Everyone auditioned for that part. A lot of people turned that part down because it was so gay. It was so explicitly gay. There was quite a bit of resistance to it. And he came into audition and he'd just been in a film, a movie that we all went off and saw in the West End, and he was kind of so fearless, when a lot of actors had been either scared of the material or kind of doing it in inverted commas and having a laugh with it and not taking it seriously, and he just did it straight, ironically, to use that word, and just got it and had so much power that we were all a bit scared of him, to be honest. He had so much power and was so much himself and so absolutely certain about what he was doing. And he formed a great relationship with the director, Charles McDougall, and it's magic. You still watch that performance now, and it's absolute magic. Yeah, have we done them all? Yes, hooray!
If IMDb is right, you wrote a couple of episodes of Chucklevision.
I did. I have what is one of my earliest credits, and as proof you can write anything, I wrote 3 episodes of Chucklevision. Because I used to work in BBC Children's, and I was leaving to try and become a writer, and the producer of that, a brilliant man called Martin Hughes, who encouraged me an awful lot in my early years, he said, yes, you can write Chucklevision. You think Chucklevision's easy? Anyone can write one Chucklevision, to me, to you. The second Chucklevision is hard work, to meet you again. The third Chucklevision is like bleeding from the brain. It's a nightmare. And I was so late with those scripts, I handed the third one in handwritten. I was in a taxi right in the end of it. It was so late, but I probably got more repeat fees for that than anything else I've ever done. Chuckle is a universal language. It's still shown in Hong Kong. Thank you very much, Chucklevision. Has my writing process changed throughout my career? Not really. I suppose it's all a mad panic every time. I used to be a lot more diligent. I used to be a lot more, when I was young and working on soap operas, you've got to fit into the factory of soap operas, so they would have breakdowns of how many characters in how many locations, how long the scenes would be and stuff like that before we even wrote it, but that's how a soap works. And I think a lot of my career since then has been shedding that formality. Now I don't give them a treatment, I don't give them anything, I don't give them a breakdown. They just have to wait until the script is ready. It's taken me a long time to get to that position, to be able to do that, to be trusted to do that. But the actual process doesn't change. The actual process is the same old nightmare. Every script feels brand new. Every script feels like you've never learned anything. And if you do find yourself falling back on old tricks thinking, oh, I've written this before, then you've got it wrong, and you shouldn't do that, so you need to go and think of something else. So a constant living nightmare. Literally, I've got a script due in next month now, and it's driving me mad already. And I'm here, I'm in BAFTA, I'm having a nice time. Do you know, this is the truth about it? Everything is irrelevant. All you nice people, you're all irrelevant. This, BAFTA, the dice, everything irrelevant. I've just got to crack that script. So it kind of makes your life a bit rubbish, but the end result is lovely.
Any sneak peeks of what the script's about?
Oh, it's another Doctor Who, that's all. No surprise there. Yet another one. I love getting a finished piece of television, and I'm very, very happy to sit and watch my own work. So I get the reward.